In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting and review of Tears of Llorona. Right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting and review of Tears of Llorona. So, you're probably wondering, and other people have asked me about the name, how did he come up with the name of Tears of Llorona? Well, La Llorona is a legendary character from Mexico. It's basically a ghost. And what happened was, when she was younger, she fell in love and married a gentleman who was of a higher class. And then things didn't quite work out with them, and he threatened that he was going to leave her and take her kids. So in a fit of rage, she took her children to a lake and drowned them, and then she drowned too. So she turned into a ghost, and now she roams Mexico looking for children to steal so that she could get back into heaven. The whole time she's looking for children, she's crying and looking for children to steal that she could call her own. So that's where they came up with Tears of Llorona. It's actually tears of this Mexican spirit legend that parents use in Mexico to make sure their kids are obedient. All right, so now that you kind of know a little bit about the history behind the name, let's get into how this tequila is made. All right, Tears of Llorona Extra Anejo comes from NOM 1146, which is the same distillery that makes Artnam Selección 1146, as well as the Fuente Seca Coseca, and they also make a bunch of other different tequila brands there as well. Don Fulano is made there. The distillery is located in Tequila, Jalisco. I've had the honor of touring the distillery when I was in Tequila. It is a pretty neat place. If you get a chance to see it, definitely go check it out. Master distiller on this is Herman Gonzalez. Now, it looks like German in English, but in Spanish it's pronounced Herman Gonzalez. The agave they use are Weber Blue agave from the highlands. When the agaves are prepped, they're then cooked at low pressure in an autoclave at low temperature, because he really wants to get those starches to really crystallize and convert to sugars and to really get a nice flavor profile from the agave. So the Blanco that comes out of this originally has got to be good if he wants to create a superior extra añejo with it. It is then extracted using a roller mill. After the sugars are extracted, the honey is then fermented in stainless steel tanks, and then it is twice distilled using copper pot still. Now, the aging on this is where all the magic is. It is aged 5 years in Scotch, sherry, and brandy barrels. And what he does is he fills the barrels up congruently at the same time and ages them for 5 years and then blends them together. And according to Herman, the Scotch he selected because it adds a dryness to the tequila. The sherry barrels he uses because it adds some fruitiness to the flavor profile. And then he uses brandy to add some sweetness to it. So it really balances this tequila out. So with that said, I'm kind of excited to see how this tastes when we get into the tasting. The lowest price I've been able to find this for anywhere is $189, which is a good price if you can find it. Normally it sells for around $219 or so in stores around the country. Well, that's how this tequila is made. A little additional information on it. Let's get into the tasting. All right, getting into the tasting portion of this episode, I'm not going to show the pour because I actually pre-poured this. And the reason being is when you're having a tequila like this, where it's aged in different barrels and stuff, you want to give it a chance to open up before you really dive into it. So I pre-poured this a little bit while I was shooting some other parts of this to give it a chance to breathe and open up, so then we can get into the tasting and really see what this tequila is all about. So let's take a look at it. So looking at it in the glass, you can see why they call it Tears of Llorona. You look at those tears coming down. So it's going to have a nice viscosity to it to give us a good mouthfeel. The color of the tequila is a nice, rich golden brown, and it is crystal clear. It looks really tasty. I'm excited to see what we got in it. So let's check out the nose on this. Oh wow. You definitely get the cooked agave, so the baking spices come through on this. I'm definitely picking up some fruitiness, like cherry on it. There's loads of vanilla coming through, some caramel, but it's not the fake kind, because you're also getting some oak in the middle of that as well. Oh, it smells really good. All right, let's see how it tastes. Getting the cooked agave up front. A little bit of a nuttiness to it and some oak coming through in the middle, some of the bitterness from the oak. Then towards the end, I'm getting a little nice vanilla. And on the finish, it finishes with a nice creamy caramel. This is really nice. Now, there's a lot of complexity to it. There's a lot of stuff to pick out here. Now, one thing you're going to notice when you do sip this is if you're looking for something smooth with not a lot of burn to it and stuff, this one doesn't have that, okay? It's not going to be smooth. It's got, definitely pick up some of the fruitiness from it, from the sherry coming through. And you pick up some of the heat from all the different alcohols that are in this. So it has a little bit of a burn to it, but it's not like a harsh, poorly made burn. It's more of a character burn. Okay, so you don't want all of your tequila to be smooth and so you can just gulp it and that's it. Tequila with a little bit of burn to it, a little bit of pepperiness to it is nice because it adds a little character to it. It gives it a little bit of life, a little pizzazz, makes it a party in your mouth, and that's what you got here with this. Cooked agave comes up front with the baking spices. Nice nuttiness to it. Oakiness comes right in the middle, a little of the oaky bitterness. I'm picking up fruitiness from the sherry, the brandy. Sorry, I'm picking up a little of the sherry too. Sherry's gonna have a little fruitiness, sweetness to it too. Definitely get a hint of the scotch. You can pick out all the little pieces of this coming through, and then it's got this vanilla that comes through and some caramel. This is really nice, really complex. So what would this be good for? This is a good sipper after dinner, where you're hanging out outside. If it's a cold night, this will warm you up a little bit because it does have a little bit of heat to it, but it's not a bad heat. It really amplifies the flavor profile, and at least I'm finding that. It is something that would hold up nicely with a cigar. It is a really nice, great tasting Extra Añejo. Now, is it the best that I've ever had? I would have to say no. This one comes second. So you're probably wondering what one comes first to me. Well, I think it's really close between this one and the Raysol 10-year aged Extra Añejo. Those two are going to be battling right next to each other, and maybe I'll do a battle and compare the two, because the flavor profile of that 10-year aged Extra Añejo for me is wow. So I might have to do a comparison between the two. At the price of $219 a bottle, I got mine for $189 a bottle. Is it something I would buy again? Yes. I would definitely keep a bottle on my shelf. It's not something I'd buy a lot of, and so this is going to be for a special treat or when I just want to go out and have something really nice and enjoy a cigar with it or something. I'll probably visit this bottle, but this bottle would last me a long time because of the price. All right, so that's it. If you've tried Tears of Llorona, I'd love to hear what you think of it, and if your tasting and tasting notes are pretty much similar to mine, or if they're different. If there's any extra añejo, I can't talk right today. If there's an extra añejo that you've tried that you want me to do a review on, post a comment below. Let me know what that is. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, because if you subscribe, you like, and you comment, you have a better chance of winning one of the prizes we're giving away. And right now, at the time of this filming, we're really close to getting to our 1,000 subscribers. So probably in the next video, I'll be starting to give away some prizes, all right? So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and until next time, like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. Salud.